Okay. 78. You know what? I'm getting sick and tired of watching this. I'm just saying. It's like, okay, I did this so many times already. I'm kind of done, you know? Kind of, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm good. I don't need it. Which is funny because I'm not upset at watching, like if I watched other Unus Annus stuff I would be upset. But also watching Ethan and Mark separately, but like this video, I'm like, I'm good, I don't want it. It's still a virus, not a disease. Yeah, if I lived in LA, I would love having like citrus trees, like oranges and lemons, limes, grapefruit, stuff like that. Just like, I love that is a possibility in LA. Here, there's not really that much available. I think I talked about this before, but I saw their tree in the background and I would love that. Yeah, I think for one of the, oh, it's been falling. For one of the very last videos of these, I think what I want to do like an ultimate breakdown of just like sentence by sentence or kind of moment by moment, and just like ultimate breakdown of this video. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Yeah, we were watching like Resident Evil 8 village things, and with that, you know, Ethan mentions a lot of how he likes like very diverse people. Like in their one video talking about like attractiveness, Ethan mentions like Lizzo and older women and things like that. But Mark has a very vanilla taste to his people that he likes, men or women. Like when he talks about them, he likes kind of very vanilla people. But the one like I haven't heard anything about Resident Evil 8 from Ethan, but when people say like, oh, I really like her, like this the 8-foot tall vampire, I can believe it more. But Mark never mentioned it before, so when he mentioned like, oh, I really like her, she's really cool, and she just is so powerful, I'm like, do I trust it, or is it like part of the fad? Which fads aren't bad. Full stop. Fads aren't bad. Because of fads, it is more acceptable for certain things. Like having the fad of like men being able to open up about like even if they're straight. Like, oh, if I was, you know, gay, that makes bi men and pan men more, or gay men in general, more able to express what they like and who they like without feeling shame, which is a really big thing. But I think fads aren't bad in of themselves, but it just like versus somebody who actually dates. Like he says he's all for this woman, but would Mark even actually date a really, really muscular woman, a taller woman than him? You know, I just don't think so. But I don't want to be rude. But I don't know. It's just a thing that popped in my head. Yeah, I really don't. Not like don't like it, but I'm just not a person like OP humor. That's funny. I'm not really that person already. But after watching this and seeing people what they look up and find my video through, I can see that, by the way. What I find I find the video, like find how people find my video, you can tell exactly why. So that has been in my head a lot. So it really ruins a lot of things. Like every single time I go, I gotta go pee. It's in there. It's in there. I hate it. Just saying. Yeah, I know Ethan is very insecure about him like being his mate and his like stomach and stuff, but like he is like just now I'm looking at him like wow, he's small, you know? He's small. And maybe that's not what he wants to hear either, but I'm not talking directly to him right now, hopefully. However, he's really small. Like I'm looking at his arms and I'm like he's kind of small. That being said, he does have muscles, especially previously. However, even when he was like younger with more muscles, he looked really young, which is not something that I want to watch or see. So I actually haven't gone back and watched a lot of videos with him previously just because he seems so young and is kind of odd. Yeah, I was watching the news when I was getting my allergy shots the other day, and I don't remember if I said this, so we're gonna ignore if I did. However, there was a mayor, and he was talking live, and people were like saying things to him, like asking questions. Three, I think, or two or three of the questions out of either 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 questions were just like people being like not understanding what's going on. Because like one of them was like, why are you wearing 2 masks if you're vaccinated? And he's like, listen, it is still developing, we don't know things. I also got my shots, but I might not be completely vaccinated yet. But like if it kicks in, it needs time. But also my first mask isn't as like tight as I want it. So I like the second one, but I like the look of this one too. But also CDC says why the hell not? Kind of deal, especially since I'm going to be so close to people physically. Like I'm standing right next to them. I'm not doing this 6 feet distance. Blah blah blah. So, you know that's really important. Blah blah. There's so many people here, and then they're and then the next person like, why are you holding? Like, why is the U.S. government holding back vaccines? And he's like, we're not. We don't have them. Trump didn't order them, so we can't make them. And I'm also just the mayor. I'm giving them out as much as I can. We're giving out this many, and each day we get this many, and we try to give them out. But for all the in his area, all the nurses and teachers have their first dose, but their second dose they need to wait 3 weeks or 4 weeks, depending on which one, before they can get their next dose. And she's like, well, why, blah, blah. And he's like, well, if you know, like, why are they holding it back? And he's like, well, I'm not holding it back. I just can't just give them to you yet. You have to wait. So if you already have the first dose, you have to wait 3 or 4 weeks, or else it doesn't work. And they can have complications, blah, blah. And so she's like, oh, blah, blah. And I'm just like, sometimes I joke about, like, oh, becoming president. I could not stand being there and having those questions against me. And it's like, I get people not knowing things, but people actively, like, they walked away thinking that he's lying to them, which is just horrendous. Because people do lie to, like, the public. Like, he's just saying what he knows, you know? My arm just hurts. Apparently sitting like this for 80 days straight isn't good for your elbows. Who would have guessed? There we go.